Greetings, true believers. My name is CT Leffler, and welcome to this episode of Pump and Motor Dialogue. Now, as you can probably see behind me here, we are on location at the Equip Expo in Louisville, Kentucky, where we interview folks from all around the turf world, including folks from Parker, Makita, Fisher Barton, and more. So join me and my friend Hermes as we take a dive inside the Equip Expo. All that and more here on Pump and Motor Dialogue. Okay, well.
Or are you touching? Oh, no, yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dennis, I appreciate you coming on the show today. As everyone can see, we're at the Equip Expo.
Yes.
You're my first interview of the day, so we're going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Can you just give me like a little 20-second blurb about who you are and what you do with Parker?
Yes. So my name is Dennis Thomas. I'm the product sales manager for EMHFF, which is Engine Mobile Hydraulic Fuel and Filtration. Basically filters.
Okay.
Hydraulic filters and filter carts, therapeutic products.
Okay. And then how do the filters that you work with, what do they have to do with the turf market and the Equip Expo?
So a lot of these different equipment are going to use hydraulic fluid, either in their transmission or somewhere along the line, and they need to be cleaned along the way. And that's just to protect the components of the device that they're, or the application. So,
yeah, you keep contaminants from getting into the, very very hydraulic equipment.
Exactly.
All right. So, you've been at the show for a little while now. I'm sure you've walked the show a little.
Yes.
What have you seen that kind of makes you excited?
Yeah, what I really love about the show is I like to go around and see the different customers that we interact with, as well as some of the competitors, do some competitive research. But more than anything, I like going outside and seeing a lot of the bigger equipment that they let you play on.
So have you ridden on a few things since you've been here?
Things, yes.
Nice. You have to. It's part of the ticket, right?
Well, they have their little games out there too. So.
Oh, well, yeah. I heard they have a cornhole tournament later on today.
I haven't heard about that yet.
Yeah.
So.
Big prizes, very competitive from what I understand.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll hold you here much longer. Just one more question. What do you kind of see coming next for the turf industry? Just in your opinion.
There's probably more in line with electrification.
Okay.
Which is kind of a bummer when it comes to the filter side and the hydraulics that go into it. But when it comes down to it, these are the ways that the market's going to move. And there'll still be equipment out there that's going to use hydraulic equipment that's going to need filter carts and other filters as well to do purification of those systems. So I see it as a benefit for both sides.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. So Tyler from Makita, I appreciate you coming on the show today. Just to start off, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do over at Makita?
Yeah. So I'm the associate product manager for outdoor power equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working with product manager Nicole Tugas over there for about 3 months in outdoor power equipment, and then the year before that I was at Makita for a different role and in lifestyle and expansion goods.
Okay, so is this your first Equip show?
First Equip show, for sure.
What are the thoughts on it so far?
It's very big. I wasn't anticipating that. I went to World of Concrete earlier this year.
Yeah.
And, this is definitely more centered around that outdoor power equipment, obviously.
Yeah.
But taking a look at a lot of the booths, I see a lot of really good vendors and a lot of interesting stuff for sure.
Okay, cool. So you're talking about that outdoor power equipment. Is there anything in particular you guys are showing off here at the show, maybe debuting?
Yeah. Actually, this is a great show for us. We brought in 9 new tools that people haven't seen before. So it was really nice. We have the CBU04, which is our new backpack blower.
Okay.
28 newtons of blowing force on that and a new battery for it. So it's a PDC 1500 battery with 1500 amp hours.
Okay.
So, watt hours rather.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, really, really cool.
While you've been walking the show, what have you seen that's kind of surprised you or made you really excited about the industry?
I haven't really had a big opportunity to walk fully the show.
Okay.
I did get to see some of the demos outside, and that was really awesome to see people utilizing the tools. And you could really see the passion that everybody has for their tools and for the industry itself. So that's really nice.
All right, cool. So as far as Makita goes, what all? I mean, you mentioned the blower.
Mm-hmm.
What applications are you guys in as far as your outdoor power equipment goes? Like, what do you? I mean, I assume it's saws, and you mentioned the blower, but what else? What else?
Our big focus this year is the full truck conversion, especially for fleet crews. We really want to drive home the message that, you know, the Makita cordless has all the solutions that you need as a fleet crew or as a full truck conversion, you know. So we have a good cost calculator that you can find on our website for being able to transition those trucks from gas, those legacy gas products, over to the cordless options. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the way everything's going, right? Electrification, electrification.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, Tyler, I appreciate your time on the show, and have a good rest of your day at Equip.
Definitely. You too as well, man.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, Ryan, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah.
Can you just give me a little intro about who you are and what you do here at Parker?
Yeah. I'm Ryan Moudy. I'm the Regional Application Engineer for Electronics Motion and Controls Division. I cover the northeastern part of North America. So everywhere from Illinois to Maine, all the states north of the Ohio River. And then it includes Ontario and Quebec, Canada, along with the Nordic countries over in Europe.
All right, cool. And how does the electronic controls at Electronic Controls Division integrate in with the turf market?
Well, you're starting to see that a lot now with the electrification movement that's that a lot of OEMs are kind of focusing on. So people are looking at electric spindles, electric traction motors, autonomous zero-turn mowers as well. So that includes telematics. I've even seen some equipment with LiDAR technology.
Oh, wow.
That's on board as well. So that's a pretty big step forward from a machine that's traditionally been mechanical.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah. So I assume you've walked around the show a little bit in the last couple of days. What have you seen that you thought was, pretty cool, pretty interesting, kind of stood out to you?
Are we allowed to drop names or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I was going to say that I think probably the most impressive I've seen is what Honda's had over in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, they took a zero-turn mower and they fully autonomized it. They had 6 LiDAR sensors on the vehicle, so 360 view of their equipment. They're integrating also display screen for telematics as well, so IoT. I've seen other companies as well where on their telematics they'll set up geofencing. So if you're looking at the job site for any kind of commercial lawn applications, they could pull up a GPS map of it. They could draw boundaries around where they want the equipment to actually mow. So I think that's a lot of really cool technology for something.
No, that's fascinating. I mean, the size of a zero turn, but with the functionality of one of like the little robot lawnmowers that you see.
Yeah.
Because those are pretty small. I mean, maybe the size of this table, but a zero turn that's, fully automated, that'd be a pretty big thing.
Yeah, no, that's huge. I mean, you could think about a lot of the agricultural equipment out there, combines, harvesters.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff has been automated for the last 10 years.
Right.
So, and now they're taking that technology and they're kind of putting it on the zero turn market. So it's a huge step forward. So.
Okay, very cool. So is there anything at the show that you haven't seen yet that you're going to try to get to before you leave out?
Yes, my plan is to go outside and actually ride on some of the equipment. So I've yet to do that, but other than that, no, the rest of it's just walking around and talking to customers.
All right, fantastic. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. Kevin, appreciate having you on the show here today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can you just give me a quick introduction about who you are and what you do at Aeroflex?
Sure. My name is Kevin Gillis. I work for Aeroflex Technologies. We manufacture flexible blades for string heads, essentially. I'm product management and marketing for the company.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And you mentioned the string, so that's for like hedge trimmers, that sort of thing? So.
No, it's for string trimmers. So this replaces string. So normally you use your standard string. This is actually a flexible blade that cuts through the grass.
Oh, so this isn't string. This is a totally different thing.
Correct.
Now, does that work on all standard edgers and trimmers?
Yes, it'll work on all string trimmers. The nice thing about it is because the market's shifting to cordless, That's one of the reasons we came out with it, because it's highly efficient and it's a cleaner cut.
Okay, so how often do you have to replace those?
Probably once a season.
Oh, okay.
It really just depends on how you're using it, but it'll last 50 times longer than street.
Oh, so that's not bad at all. Now, a question I usually ask is, how does your company have to do with turf? But I think it's pretty obvious what you guys are doing in turf. So we'll skip right past that one. We're here at the Equip Expo. What have you seen so far around the show that has kind of piqued your interest? Looks really cool.
I tell you what, just the explosion of cordless in general, just seeing all the cordless, and also autonomous. I saw RTK robots from Press. It's very, very impressive stuff.
Okay, very cool. And with that, kind of where are you excited to see the industry go? Like you guys are innovating in there with your new blades on trimmers.
Right.
Do you think it's moving more towards that sort of sustainability, I guess you could say?
I would say that yes, it is. It's going more towards sustainability, and also, government mandates are saying that it should go to sustainability.
Oh, okay.
So there's part of that on the West Coast, and so it's driving these companies to, step up their game and move. Even gas companies that have traditionally been gas forever are now stepping into the cordless market. So you see the change, and we also saw it early on. So that's why we adopted to this blade system.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a day left at the show. What are you hoping to see tomorrow?
I'm hoping to do some demoing outside.
Yeah.
I went outside today, but I didn't. I went and just kind of looked around. I plan on getting on some Z's and getting on some ride-ons and stuff like that. Maybe some chainsaws. Yeah.
Nice, absolutely. All right, cool. Well, hey, that's all I got for you. I appreciate you being on the show.
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Brett from Fisher Barton, I appreciate you being on the show today. Just to kick it off, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do there at Fisher Barton?
Sure. Yeah. I've been at Fisher Barton for 30 years. I'm a metallurgical engineer by background and degree, and that kind of fits in real well with our philosophy as a company. We're a real materials-oriented, problem-solving, surface engineering type company, and then we happen to make a lot of products that fit into that space.
So tell me about these blades, because you've got this very nice display behind the camera here. It says cuts itself sharp.
Right.
What's going on with that? That seems fantastic.
Again, we've been kind of problem solvers in all of our industries, and we're the world leading manufacturer of mower blades. Like I said, we make about 15 million of them.
Okay.
And we've always had the strongest and toughest steel in the industry, and we've trade named it as Marbane. It's harder than most blades have ever been produced. We run them about 50 Rockwell C.
Okay.
So we've already had kind of a leading premium face to this industry, but what we've come out with now actually solves a problem of wear, and the fact that a lot of, especially contractors, are sharpening blades all the time to keep them sharp, maintain the cut quality that they need, take care of the grass by not ripping it apart. So what this material does, what we've done is we've taken the standard lawnmower blade that we make, and then we put a carbide coating on the backside of the cutting edge. And then what happens when the blade is in a wear environment, basically the base material wears away and the cutting edge ends up being the coating. More coating is left behind, and the coating is wear resistant enough and impact resistant enough that it holds up. Really what ends up happening to, let's say, a contractor, he may own 3 mowers, let's say in Florida, right? Well, he'll come home at the end of the day after the work crew's gone home, and he'll take those 3 mowers off the trailer, gotta jack up the mower, take the blades off, sharpen them, put those blades back on. So that's 9 blades in that night that he had to do that in. And after you do this for a few years, maybe 10, 15 years, and you're doing thousands of blade sharpenings.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's just one task that is something that they would just as soon not do. And if they can come up with a premium product, then there's premium products in lots of industries, right? And it's just a good example of a way that we can help them gain some of their time back, eating cold dinners, missing soccer practices, kids are running around the yard and I got to sharpen the blades, you know.
Right, that's not fun.
No,
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Okay, so I assume you've been able to walk the show a little bit in the last few days.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, let me ask you this. Has the show been good for you overall?
Yeah, the show for us is great because we have a real variety of audiences that come to us. The contractors hear about us either on social media or when they're buying blades all the time. They get to know the types of material that is available in the industry. The vendors even know they may be buying a John Deere blade or a Skag blade or whatever, but they'll know the Fisher Barton markings, the Fisher Barton Marbane as part of either marketing programs or just they're doing their own due diligence about their products. So we get contractors, we get dealers, we get OEM folks that are just cruising the floor, and could be even our competitors stopping by to say hi. So I mean, it's always a good show for us. We've enjoyed it again this year, like our location and the crew that we bring in, and just kind of look forward to it every year.
All right. Well, hey, great to hear it, man. Those are all the questions I have for you. So hey, I appreciate you coming on the show, Brett.
Yeah, for sure.
And have a good 30 minutes left. Well, John from Chapin, I really appreciate you being on the show. We're booth neighbors here, and could you just tell me a little bit about what you do there at Chapin?
Yeah, I'm the national sales manager for Chapin, so I cover the West Coast, includes everything west of the Rockies.
Okay.
So I call on mainly industrial accounts and also a lot of retail accounts. So it could be a mixture of landscape, like at the show we're at right now at the Equip show. So whole plethora of different types of products and customers in the whole country, but I cover the West.
I appreciate you letting me into your booth today. Admittedly, I don't know a lot about Chapin. Could you give me some background on the different products you have here and how they integrate with the turf market?
Sure. So we have an array of products. We have from backpacks, which we have behind us.
Okay.
Off to the side, we also have some ATV units that are used for larger areas, whether it's landscape or even in the, I would say, not the industrial, but also large municipalities and schools and that kind of stuff. So a lot of the landscape people utilize those type of products for applications, whether it's for weed or pesticides, then we can also use it for different other applications of fertilizing as well. Then we have a line of fertigation, and we call irrigation, fertigation, watering products. So that ranges from fertilizer injectors that you use for applications of feeding your lawns and also at the same time watering your lawn. So there's a little bit of a drought component in there where you're not wasting water, you're actually feeding and watering at the same time. And then we have also a full array of complementary products in the watering line, which includes hose nozzles, watering wands, hose fittings, water timers, and just as a tip of the iceberg. We're going to expand more and more as we go further in the next few seasons. So
okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the next few seasons? You guys really trying to expand your library of products here?
Yes, and then one thing I didn't mention is we have a whole spreader line behind this board of both ice melt and also for lawn care as well. So it's a huge diversity as far as when you look at a company like ours. We're expanding in all different areas. We want to be your one-stop shop for the customer so they can get their sprayer, get their spreader, get their watering products. And then we also have a lot of innovation in our products. We have a whole line of new products, both battery operated and also manual operated products as well. So,
all right, fantastic. Well, I'm sure you've walked the show a little bit today. Have you seen anything that really kind of stands out to you that you thought was really cool?
Yeah, I think just the array of different types of mowers and I would say new electronic products. As I know that's, especially in the West where I'm from, a lot of the movement is going from two-cycle to electric. So a lot of lithium battery type of products, which is kind of the new generation on the West Coast. It's, with the new laws on 2024 in effect, and that's going to be all electric from here on.
All right, fantastic. Well, hey, John, I appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a good Equip.
Thank you very much.
All right.
You too.
James from Eureka Chemical Company. Appreciate you being on the show today.
Thank you so much.
Can you just give me a quick rundown of who you are and what you do at Eureka?
Absolutely, yes. So I'm the general manager for Eureka Chemical Company. We are the producers of fluid film, which is a non-hazardous, non-toxic, rust and corrosion inhibitor, penetrant, lubricant. It does all those things with it because it's solvent-free, so it doesn't dry up, get gummy or tacky over time. Okay. So there's endless applications in the landscape industry, snowplow industry, basically anything with metal and moving components. We're involved in it and trying to keep people's equipment protected, save them as much money as they can with preventative maintenance and information.
Okay, and so is there anything new that you're rolling out at the show today, or is this more of a general awareness kind of show for you?
It's more of a general awareness kind of show. We still have a newer product, which is our black product, which is used primarily for undercoating in the northern states where they put salts and brines on the roads.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. People were looking for a way. They were very happy with our product as far as treating their equipment and treating their automobiles with it. But people also wanted to have a way to make it look better at the same time, especially if you had existing rust. So we're showing it off, letting people see it, touch it, go through it. And that's the real benefit of these shows is that people can get some better information if they have questions. So even when I'm talking to a new somebody who's a potential customer of ours, a lot of times somebody will come by, say great product, or their boss will drop their employees off at the booth and say, hey, talk to these guys. They've got great information, ways to keep our equipment running and rust free. So it's great.
Perfect. Well, it's not. Have you had a chance to walk the show? Like, what has stood out to you here at Equip this year?
It's really nice because you get to see all of the new technology every year. Things are always the innovation in this show. People are always showing off their new products, things like that, where we can both understand what our customers are using and also see ways that we can work with other OEMs. We've been able to work with certain large brands. We're with John Deere, Caterpillar, Toro, and we've been able to make those connections at this show. From issues they were having and ways that we can benefit them. And so, but seeing eyes on their equipment, getting to talk to their engineering teams and everybody's here. So it's a huge benefit for us.
Well, Brian, appreciate you coming on the show today. Can you just give me a quick overview of who you are and what you do here at Parker?
Yeah, so my name is Brian Burns. I'm on the hydraulic side of Parker on the sales team. I just went through the TSA program about 3-4 months ago. Graduated that program, and now I'm a hydraulic account manager. So I cover from around the Baltimore, Maryland area all the way down to Georgia, so the mid-Atlantic region, and just cover turf, dump trucks. I have some paving companies. And,
Who would you say are your primary customers?
My main ones here are Husqvarna and Wright Manufacturing, and then I also cover Godwin Truck, BAE Systems, which is one of my military accounts, and then I also cover Manitowoc Growth.
Okay, and you mentioned you just graduated from TSA program a few months ago, so I assume this is your first Equip Expo.
Yes.
What have you thought of the whole thing? I mean, it's quite overwhelming.
Yes.
It's
my first expo ever.
Oh, so ever? Okay.
It was a big one to go to first, but it was very eye-opening, especially in the turf market. I did not realize how many different companies there were. I did not expect there is that much grass out there to grow. So I'm glad there is because I have some turf customers, but it was very eye-opening to see all these customers.
All right. So is there anything that you've seen at the show or learned from the show that you maybe didn't expect to see?
Yeah, I would say some of the products are pretty unique. The one right next to us actually caught my eye. I used to work at a marina, and a lot of the time there was times where you had to bilge water out of the bottom of the boat, and I just had a hand pump, and I looked next door, and they have an electric one that goes on the end of a weed whacker, and it actually pumps the water out of it. And I'm just like thinking, man, I wish I had that a few years ago when I was young. Yes. Yeah. So that caught my eye. On the turf side, a lot of electrification. That's kind of the big talk now. I know that's our booth, and I think that's definitely what everybody's moving towards. Everyone seems to be a little bit wary, and they're not yet ready, but it seems 2-3 years. I think that's about what I've seen and heard from all of the customers out here.
Okay, nice. Is there anything else you're excited about? I know we talk about electrification a lot, but just from like a personal standpoint, did you see anything that you were just like this is the future? Not even mower wise. It can be, just anything.
Yeah, I would say future wise, On the chainsaws, I actually was out there at the Husqvarna show outside, and I was seeing their electric chainsaws, and I thought that was really cool. I actually might look into buying one for my dad for Father's Day or Christmas. I think that's something cool. Kind of the handheld stuff, I definitely feel like is a little bit more practical right now. And then the lawnmower stuff will come.
All right, very cool. Well, hey, Brian, appreciate you coming. Appreciate you being a part of the booth. And
thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, man.
Awesome.
There you have it, folks. PMD live at the 40th anniversary of the Equip Expo here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'd like to thank all of my friends, including my friend Hermes here, for being on the show today, giving me their time, their energy, and their passion for the turf industry, as well as all the other brands that we saw throughout the show today. If you'd like to learn more about the show, please send us an email at pumpmotor@parker.com. That's PUMPMOTOR@parker.com. And with all that being said, we'll sign off like we always do. My name is CT Leffler. This has been Pump and Motor Dialogue. And normally I'd throw in a movie from The Lawnmower Man here. It seems apt, but I've never seen it, so we'll just sign off like that. Have a good one.